They knocked her down in front of everyone, spilled her lunch, laughed in her face, and called her weak. What they didn't know was that the quiet new girl they were bullying was a state karate champion trained to fight, but wise enough to walk away. But when they pushed her too far, the truth hit harder than any punch she'd ever thrown. This is the day the bullies learned what real strength looks like. Welcome to Brainfuel, where every story sparks power, courage, and belief in yourself. Here, we turn pain into purpose and struggle into strength. If you believe real heroes don't wear capes, they rise from ordinary moments, then you're in the right place. Subscribe, sit back, and get ready to be inspired. Move it, new girl. The shout came just before a hard shove. Maya barely had time to catch her balance before her books exploded from her arms, spilling across the hallway like a deck of flying cards. A wave of laughter rolled through the air, bouncing off the lockers. Her notebook hit the floor with a smack. Her lunch bag burst open, and a small carton of juice rolled away like it was escaping the scene. It was the first day at her new school, Westbridge High, and it was already going terribly wrong. Maya knelt down quietly, her hands shaking a little as she picked up her papers. Around her, students walked by, whispering, chuckling, pretending not to stare but obviously staring. "Oh my God!" one girl snickered. "Did you see her face?" Another laughed. "She looks like she's about to cry." And standing right in front of her, smirking with folded arms, was Taylor. Blonde, loud, and clearly the leader of the pack. Her designer sneakers were spotless, her makeup perfect, the kind of girl who ruled the hallway without even trying. "Welcome to Westbridge," Taylor said, tilting her head with fake sweetness. "Hope you like the floor, because you'll be seeing a lot of it." The hallway erupted in giggles again. Maya didn't look up. She just kept collecting her books, one by one, in silence. Her silence made Taylor grin even wider. "Ah, she's shy. How cute." She turned to her friends. "Should we help her up?" Her friends laughed harder, knowing help wasn't part of the plan. When Maya finally stood up, she looked at them briefly, her eyes calm, deep, unreadable. There was no anger, no fear, just quiet focus. Taylor didn't like that. She wanted fear. She wanted tears. But Maya gave her nothing. As Maya walked away, Taylor called out one last thing. "Hey, new girl, you might want to watch your step next time. Wouldn't want to fall again." The laughter followed her all the way down the hallway. Maya found an empty seat in her first class and sat down, trying to breathe. She stared out the window as the teacher spoke, her thoughts spinning. She had been the new girl before. Her mom moved around a lot for work, so this wasn't new, but every new school came with the same old problem. People judging her before they even knew her. Her dark skin, her quiet voice, her long box braids, somehow it always made her a target. But what no one knew, not even the teachers yet, was that Maya had a secret strength. Since she was 6 years old, she had been training in karate. What started as a way for her to gain confidence turned into her passion. She practiced every single day, won local tournaments, then state championships. She had trophies stacked in her room, medals hanging from her curtain rod. She was a 2-time state champion, one of the youngest black belt holders in her city. Her sensei always said, "Real power isn't about throwing punches. It's about knowing when not to." And that's exactly what Maya did that morning. She chose peace. Still, as she sat through her classes, she could feel the stares, the whispers, the quiet laughs whenever Taylor walked by. At lunch, she sat alone in the corner of the cafeteria. She opened her lunchbox, but her appetite was gone. A group of students at the next table laughed about something, and she caught one of them glance her way. She looked down, pretending not to notice. That's when a shadow fell across the table. Maya looked up to see a girl, short brown hair, glasses, kind eyes. "Hey," the girl said softly. "You're the new transfer, right?" Maya nodded. "I'm Ellie," the girl said. "Don't mind Taylor. Well, she thinks she owns a place." Maya smiled weakly. "I've noticed." Ellie sat down. "You're brave, though. Most new students cry after she does her little welcome routine." Maya gave a tiny shrug. Crying wouldn't change anything. Ellie smiled. "True. So where'd you move from? Atlanta, Maya replied. My mom got a new job here. Cool. Big change, huh? Yeah, I guess so. They talked for a few minutes, and for the first time that day, Maya felt a little more at ease. But still, she couldn't shake the feeling that this school might not be an easy place to survive. When she got home that afternoon, her mom was cooking dinner, chicken, rice, and her favorite greens. The smell filled the house. Hey, baby, her mom said cheerfully. How was the first day? Maya hesitated. It was fine. Her mom raised an eyebrow. That's fine with an asterisk. What happened? Maya sighed. Some girls were not nice. Her mom stopped stirring the pot and looked at her. They pushed you, didn't they? Maya's silence said enough. Her mom put down the spoon and came closer. You know, people who bully others? They're usually just scared. Scared of losing control. Scared of someone stronger walking in. Maya frowned. I didn't feel strong, Mom. I just walked away. Her mom smiled softly. Walking away takes more strength than fighting back sometimes. But remember what Sensei Davis always tells you. Strength is measured by what you can control, not what you destroy. Maya thought about that long after dinner. That night, she went into her room, closed the door, and dropped to the floor in a familiar stance. She practiced her punches, her breathing, her focus. Each move was precise, powerful, yet calm. Jab, step, block, breathe. Her movements sliced through the air silently. Every kick, every punch was a way to release the day's frustration without letting anger take over. After an hour, she stood still, sweat glistening on her forehead. She bowed to the invisible opponent in front of her. In the quiet of her room, she whispered, "They don't know who they're dealing with." Outside, the night was calm. Crickets chirped. Somewhere down the street, a dog barked. Maya sat by her window, watching the city lights blink in the distance. Tomorrow would be another day. Maybe Taylor and her friends would try again. Maybe they'd laugh. Maybe they'd push. But one thing was certain. Maya wasn't the kind of girl to stay down. She'd been trained for years to face pressure, pain, and fear, and turn them into strength. At school, she might be the quiet new girl. But inside, she was a storm waiting to rise. And when the time came, the same people laughing at her now would be the ones staring in disbelief, because Maya didn't just know how to fight. She knew how to win, even without throwing a single punch. The next few days at Westbridge High felt like walking through a storm Maya couldn't escape. Every morning, as soon as she stepped into the hallway, she could feel eyes on her, whispers behind her back, muffled laughter, the occasional bump from a passing shoulder that didn't feel accidental. Taylor and her crew had made Maya their new entertainment. "Hey, watch your step, Karate Kid," one of Taylor's friends joked one morning, pretending to bow. "Don't flip us." Maya ignored them, her face calm. But inside, a small spark of frustration burned brighter every day. Even Ellie, the one friend she'd made, noticed it. "You okay?" she asked one afternoon at lunch. Maya nodded. "Yeah, I'm just tired." Ellie sighed. "Taylor's been like this for years. She picks a new target every semester. You're just next on her list." Maya looked down at her tray. "Well, maybe it's time someone ends that list." Ellie raised an eyebrow. "You mean?" Maya shook her head. "No, not like that. I'm not here to fight, but I'm also not here to be walked on." The next day, during gym class, Maya's patience was tested again. The class was running laps when Taylor accidentally tripped into her, sending both of them tumbling to the floor. "Oh no, my bad," Taylor said loudly, pretending to help her up. "You're just so easy to knock over." The class snickered. Even the gym teacher, who hadn't seen what happened, told Maya to be more careful next time. Maya clenched her jaw, but said nothing. Her sensei's voice echoed in her head. "The world will test your control before it respects your strength." She took a deep breath and got back in line. But the humiliation didn't end there. By the end of the week, Taylor had taken things to a new level. It started with whispers about a big pep rally coming up that Friday. The entire school would be in the gym to celebrate the basketball team's big game. There'd be music, dancing, and an open mic for students to perform skits or cheers. Maya didn't care much for school events, but Ellie convinced her to go. "Come on," she said. "It's just one rally. You can sit with me. Besides, if you skip, Taylor wins." So Maya agreed. She'd sit quietly, watch the performances, and stay out of trouble. But Taylor had other plans. The morning of the rally, Taylor spotted Maya at her locker and smirked. "Hey, new girl," she said, leaning against the lockers. "You coming to the rally?" Maya glanced at her briefly. "Yeah." "Good," Taylor said, her grin widening. "Can't wait to see you there. It's going to be memorable." There was something in her tone that made Maya pause, but she said nothing. The gym was packed that afternoon. Students filling the bleachers, loud music thumping, colorful banners waving. Teachers tried to maintain order, but it was chaos in the best teenage way. Maya sat with Ellie near the middle row, keeping her head down. Taylor and her group were across the gym, whispering and giggling, their phones out. Something was definitely up. As the cheerleaders finished their routine, the announcer called out, "All right, who's next?" That's when Taylor strutted onto the gym floor, holding a microphone. "Hey, everyone, quick announcement." The crowd hushed, waiting. Taylor smiled sweetly. "So, as you all know, we have a new student here. She's shy, quiet, kind of clumsy." She paused for dramatic effect. "So we wanted to give her a proper Westbridge welcome." Her friends appeared behind her, each holding a plastic cup filled with soda. Maya's heart sank. Before she could react, Taylor walked right up the bleachers, pretending to trip, then splashed the entire cup of soda all over Maya's shirt. The crowd gasped. Some laughed. Others just stared. "Oh no," Taylor said in fake horror. "I'm so sorry. Guess you really can't stay clean, huh?" Sticky soda dripped down Maya's arms, her hair, her jeans. She could feel hundreds of eyes on her. For a long second, she didn't move, didn't blink. Then she slowly stood up, wiped the liquid from her face, and looked Taylor straight in the eye. No anger, no tears, just that same steady, calm look that made even the loudest room go quiet. "Are you done?" Maya asked softly. Taylor blinked, thrown off by her composure. What did you say?" Maya repeated. "Are you done?" The gym went silent. For the first time, Taylor didn't have a comeback. She just stared, her fake confidence faltering. Maya turned, walked out of the gym, and disappeared through the exit doors, the sound of her wet shoes squeaking on the floor echoing behind her. Outside, Maya stood under the bleachers for a moment, breathing hard. The cool air hit her skin, and for the first time all day, she let herself feel the sting of humiliation. She wanted to scream. She wanted to cry. But instead, she just closed her eyes and whispered, "Stay calm." That's when a familiar voice spoke behind her. "Maya." She turned to see a tall man in a tracksuit, her karate coach, Sensei Davis. He also worked as a sports trainer at the school, and he had been helping with the rally setup. He looked at her soaked clothes, the soda stains, the look in her eyes. "You okay, kid?" Maya nodded, her voice low. "I'm fine." Sensei Davis smiled gently. "You sure? Because I've seen that look before." Maya tilted her head. "What look?" "The look of someone holding back a hurricane." She smiled faintly. "Maybe." He chuckled. "You know, there's power in restraint. But there's also a time when the world needs to see who you are. You'll know when that time comes." Maya looked at him, thoughtful, where they don't stop. Then he said calmly, "You remind them why you earned that black belt. Not with anger, with control." That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She replayed the moment in the gym over and over. The laughter, the soda, Taylor's smug grin. Her fists clenched under the blanket. She sat up, threw on her training uniform, and went into the garage where her mom had set up a small punching bag. The sound of her strikes filled the quiet night. Whack, whack, whack. Her breathing was sharp, focused. In her mind, she wasn't fighting Taylor. She was fighting every person who ever thought silence meant weakness. Each kick and punch reminded her who she really was. Not the quiet girl everyone mocked, but the disciplined fighter who knew exactly when to rise. After an hour, she stopped, hands trembling, chest heaving. She looked at her reflection in the window. Strong, calm, determined. Maya whispered to herself, "Tomorrow, no more running. Tomorrow I stand tall." And that's when everything started to change. Monday morning arrived heavy with tension. The whole school had heard what happened at the pep rally. Rumors spread fast. Every hallway buzzed with whispers about how Taylor accidentally poured soda on Maya, and how Maya just walked away without flinching. Some said she was weak. Others said she was scary. But no one really knew her. Maya walked into the building like she always did, calm, quiet, her backpack slung over one shoulder. But there was something different in her eyes this time. A quiet power. Taylor noticed it right away. She was by her locker, surrounded by her friends, laughing about something that didn't matter. When she saw Maya walking past, she sneered. "Well, if it isn't the soda queen." Her friends giggled. "Careful, she might cry again." Maya didn't even look at them. She just kept walking. Taylor frowned. "Hey, I'm talking to you." Still nothing. Taylor hated being ignored more than anything. She stomped forward, but before she could say another word, something caught her attention. Down the hall, a small freshman boy was standing at his locker, trying to gather his books. He was tiny, barely half Taylor's size, and clearly nervous. Taylor's friend whispered something, and Taylor smirked. "Watch this." She strutted toward the boy. "Hey there, Shrimp. You lost." The boy shook his head quickly. "And no, I'm just—" Taylor flicked one of his books out of his hands. "Oops, my bad." Her friends laughed. One of them nudged the book further down the hallway with her foot. "You gonna pick that up?" The boy bent down, embarrassed, and that's when Taylor accidentally kicked his backpack, sending his pencils and papers flying across the floor. The hallway filled with snickers. Maya saw the whole thing. Her stomach tightened. Her breathing slowed. For a second, she thought about walking away, staying invisible, staying calm. But something deep inside her said, "Enough." She took a deep breath, set her bag down, and walked toward them. "Hey!" Taylor turned, still smirking. "Oh, look who it is. Come defend your new boyfriend." "Leave him alone," Maya said quietly. Taylor crossed her arms. "Or what?" The hallway went still. Even the students at the far end stopped to watch. Maya didn't raise her voice. She didn't posture or threaten. She just repeated, "I said, leave him alone." Taylor's grin twisted into something mean. "You really think you can tell me what to do?" Maya didn't answer. Taylor stepped forward until they were inches apart. "You think you're tough, huh? You didn't say anything when I poured soda on you. So what are you going to do now? Cry? Run away?" Maya looked right into her eyes. "I don't want to fight you, Taylor." Taylor shoved her shoulder. "Then don't." Maya didn't move. Taylor shoved her again, harder. "What?" Too scared to hit back. Still, Maya didn't react. Her calm was starting to make Taylor nervous. She pushed again, trying to prove she was still in control. But this time, Maya moved. In a flash, she sidestepped, caught Taylor's wrist mid-push, and with a smooth circular motion, flipped her onto the ground. It happened so fast no one even saw it coming. 1 second Taylor was standing there. The next, she was flat on her back, staring at the ceiling, completely stunned. The entire hallway gasped. Maya stepped back, composed, hands open and low, the way she'd been trained, defensive, not aggressive. She took a deep breath. "I don't want to hurt anyone," she said, her voice steady. "But stop hurting people who don't deserve it." Taylor blinked, too shocked to speak. Her friends just stood there, frozen. A teacher came rushing over from a nearby classroom. "What's going on here?" Before Taylor could twist the story, several students spoke up at once. She attacked Maya first. Maya didn't even hit her. Taylor's been bullying everyone all week. The teacher helped Taylor sit up. "Is that true?" Taylor didn't answer. Her face was red, part anger, part humiliation. She muttered something under her breath and stormed off, her friends trailing behind her, silent for once. The teacher turned to Maya. Are you okay? Maya nodded. Yes, ma'am. The freshman boy, still gathering his papers, looked up at her with wide eyes. Thank you, he said quietly. Maya smiled. You're welcome. Just don't let them see you scared next time. Stand tall. The boy nodded. As Maya picked up her backpack, she realized the hallway was still silent, but this time not with judgment. It was awe. Students who used to whisper about her now watched with respect. Some even smiled. Ellie ran up to her, breathless. Maya, that was amazing. You just flipped her like it was nothing. Maya chuckled softly. It wasn't about showing off. I just wanted her to stop. Ellie nodded. Well, she's definitely stopping. You just became a legend. By lunchtime, the story had spread across the entire school. Everyone knew that the quiet new girl who'd been bullied on her first day was actually a state karate champion who'd stood up for a freshman without throwing a single punch. Taylor didn't show up to the cafeteria that day, or the next. Rumor had it she got a lecture from the principal and detention for a week. But Maya didn't care about the gossip. She sat at her usual table with Ellie and the freshman boy, now smiling and laughing. The tension that used to hang around her like a shadow was gone. For the first time since she arrived, Maya felt seen, not for how she looked, but for who she truly was. After school, she walked home with her headphones in, the sun setting behind her. Her mom was waiting on the porch, reading a book. How was your day, baby? She asked. Maya smiled. Better. Her mom looked up. You handled it, didn't you? Maya shrugged. Let's just say, I stood tall. Her mom smiled knowingly. That's my girl. They sat together, quietly for a while, the golden evening light spilling across the yard. Maya thought back to everything that had happened. The tripping, the laughter, the soda, the whispers, and how every moment had led to this. She hadn't needed to yell. She hadn't needed to fight in anger. She just had to be herself. Her sensei's words echoed again. True strength isn't about hurting others. It's about protecting what's right, calmly, powerfully, and with honor. And that's exactly what she did. The girl everyone mocked on her first day was now the one everyone respected. Because Maya wasn't just a new girl. She was a storm that changed everything.